So ladies and gentlemen, after that change in formation, we're definitely doing a lot better, and is today the day we go top of the Premier League? Realistically, probably not, but as we can now see, we're only 3 points behind Liverpool in our 5-year rebuild with Manchester United. That's where we should be. Our start of the season was dodgy. If you've been watching, you will remember. But since our last episode, we've done nothing but win. We did have a draw against Brentford, 0-0, you know, so that wasn't great. But we're not conceding a lot of goals. We're winning lots. And today we've got a Premier League match against Spurs. And then we're going to start off our FA Cup journey against Bournemouth. We're also, as you can see, on January the 1st, so maybe we get some transfers in this episode. It's possible that we need them, but for the moment, we're not going to be doing any. And hopefully I'll be able to reveal why in today's episode, but only if the contract I've offered to a player to come over at the end of the season actually happens. If not, we'll see that at the end of the episode anyway. In the meantime, this is our lineup for our match against Spurs. We've got Donnarumma in goal, Mendy's, Upamecano, Tomori and Simicon as our back four, Nianzou, Bellingham and Ward-Prowse in midfield, behind Fernandez, Lewandowski and Kluivert. We have got a few injury problems. I'm also missing a player off the bench. We got some injury problems. We've got Dalot, who's suspended. Sesko is out for another 2 to 3 months. So in an ideal world, we should really be getting a striker in, which again might make you question why I'm not doing that. I swear there's a very, very good reason for it. But again, that reason only becomes valid if I can get a player to come to our club. Leave your comments. Before you even seen it, leave down in the comments below your guess. What player is it I'm trying to bring to the club that I'm willing to not bring and improve our team this January transfer window? I'm happy to forgo having a striker for half a season to get a player here. Who do you think it is? Let me know down below. Here we go with our kickoff though, and Simicon over on the right hand side. Can he get a good cross into the box here for Lewandowski? He can, but it is nodded away. Mendes now nodding it back the other way to Simicon, but it is going to go out for a goal kick there. Fernandez for Spurs, just knocking that one over the top of the bar. We started off pretty strong here. We look like we started off pretty well. I've jinxed that now, and now Spurs have got a throw in and are on the attack here, playing around us really, really nicely. This is the first episode as well that I'm recording after the start of the Premier League season. So, Man United fans, how are we feeling after that match against Brighton? Let me know down below. Let me know how you're feeling after that match. What would you do to improve the Manchester United side in real life? In a realistic manner, obviously, I'm sure everyone would like to sign, you know, Mbappe and some world-class players like that. But it's probably not going to happen. What's some realistic transfers you guys feel you could make that would improve your squad? And do we think it's going to improve under Erik ten Hag? Or is this just... it's a case of the players just aren't there for him? Mendes to Nianzou here. We know maybe he needs to have a look at this rebuild. Somebody message Ten Hag and tell him to get eyes on this rebuild. We may not have won the Premier League yet, but we've won just about everything else. Bellingham to Fernandez. Fernandez back to Nianzou now. And it's a big ball pump forward for Kluivert to run onto. He has managed to get there. Couldn't quite get that one round the goalkeeper. And it is going to go out for a corner, which Ward-Prowse will, of course, be taking. And hopefully swinging that one into the near post. Kluivert not quite as tall as Sesko, though, and can't quite get his head to it. And once again, that is the highlight, fizzled out. Free kick on the edge of the area here, though. Good delivery by Ward-Prowse there. Tomori letting himself down a little bit. I feel from that angle, he should have at least been getting it on target and probably not the wrong side of the post. But there we go. We're definitely the better team here. I feel like we're the team on top. But if we don't score, of course, we are risking this. It's like I knew it was coming. We were risking, of course, Harry Kane or another player popping up and nicking a goal here. And it is going to be a goal nicked from Harry Kane there. That's the problem if you don't convert your chances. Tomori had the chance and the opportunity off that free kick to put us 1-0 ahead. He hasn't, and now we go in at half-time 1-0 down. Can we turn that one around? Fernandez is having an absolute shocker of a match. He's on a 6.2, for goodness sake. We're going to, you know what, we'll just let that roll forward a little bit. Probably to about the 55th minute. In fact, we're not even going to do that. Fernandez, my man. Fernandez, you're going to need to come off. Musiala is going to come on in that shadow striker position. He has been performing particularly well there. Fernandez wanted some game time, which is, you know, a fully reasonable thing to ask for a player of his quality. So we were more than happy to give him that game time. But he hasn't exactly performed fantastically since we've started giving it to him. It's like he's now in the team and thinks he doesn't have to try. He will get dropped again very, very quickly. That is if we don't sell him in this January transfer window. Because if you're going to behave like that, I don't want you at the club. I will sell you and improve elsewhere in the team. Simicon here. Oh, he's had it nicked back. No, he's nicked it back himself into Cliver. That one's cut out pretty easily. It goes as far as Mendes on the other side of the box. Can he get a cross in? No, it's cut back to Bellingham. To Mendes. Good 1-2 there. Bellingham again. Lewandowski now into Musiala. The substitute comes on, finds himself in the right place at the right time and equalises for United. Great, great stuff there. That was, I guess that was working the ball into the box, which is what we asking the lads to do. It seemed like a very long-winded way of doing it, but at the end of the day, it ends in a goal. So who am I to judge? I'm the manager. They're the guys out there doing it. So we'll take it on this occasion. We've got a couple of tired players here. Mendes is one of them. Gaia can come on for him. I'm tempted to make my other substitution now as well. And given that Cliver is tired and hasn't scored yet, Angelo can come on. We'll swap him and Lewandowski around. And maybe we'll get that second goal that we need to get 3 points out of this tie. Ward-Prowse has regained possession here. That one's been pushed out wide to Simicon, but he has been tackled and isn't going to be advanced any further, and that should be substitutions made now. Spurs kicking us off there with a free kick, but we've regained possession very, very quickly. Ward-Prowse now run that one through into Musiala, who's got bags of energy, pulls it back to Lewandowski, and Fernandez once again, a man in very, very good form between the sticks here for Spurs, and has knocked it out for a corner. It's another one in from Ward-Prowse to Upamecano. That one is also headed clear. We don't seem to be able to find that second goal, although we are still knocking. Simicon now with a big ball in, a big ball in, and Musiala has come on today and turned this game on its head. Beautiful stuff. That's what you want your substitutes to do. That is having an impact as a substitute. I mean, what was Fernandez doing there? I don't know why he was diving, flying through the air like he thinks he's Superman, but he has not got to that ball quick enough, and it does mean that Musiala is going to get there first and knock in that goal. We have got another corner on the 83rd minute. Ward-Prowse into Lewandowski. It's once again cleared. Our corners seem to be a bit rubbish today. Ward-Prowse out to Gaia. Gaia has put that one in the back of the net as well. It wasn't a Gaia, it was Angelo. Did Angelo get a touch on it as it went in? Because I swear that was Jose Gaia outside the area that had that shot. Unless I'm just completely blind. Simicon there. He passes it back to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse passes it to Jose Gaia. Oh yeah, Angelo. Okay, Angelo basically goal hangs and just nods it a little bit further into the back of the net. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Look, we've got 2 goals, breathing room here against Spurs. That should be it now. We are currently top of the league. I said at the top of the episode that would be happening. Obviously, we've got a game in hand on Liverpool, but, you know, if we can keep there, eventually they've got to draw or drop a point or lose, or maybe all of their players will get injured. Going to look really suspicious if they do now, like I've sabotaged them. I swear I haven't. Simicon to Ward-Prowse. We are still pressing for another goal. Musiala, Angelo, Bellingham, playing that one forward in front of Gaia. Gaia has neither got that long of legs for running or getting the ball in that case, but it's all right. It doesn't really matter at this point. There's the 94th minute. That's somehow gone out for a throw-in. I don't really understand what happened there, but we're going to allow it. Bellingham on the outside of the box tries to play one into the box. Spurs regain possession and just hoof it long, and that's the end of the match. Full time, 3-1 sorry, on the board. Job done. We will take that all day long. As I mentioned, top of the league on goal difference with a game in hand. Now, of course, we've got to go face Chelsea. We've got to hope Liverpool drops some points, and we've got to get over to the FA Cup match against Bournemouth, which obviously If we want to do the quadruple this season, we're going to need to win that FA Cup. Well, we tried our best, but we just couldn't get this man to re-sign a contract with us. I'm not really sure what his problem was, because we were winning trophies, he was highly paid and playing regular football. He ended up speaking to PSG, Napoli and Shakhtar. Instead of that, he's going to join RB Leipzig. I guess there's some sort of connection there because he's German, but he's also going to be paid substantially less wages than he's on here, and he wouldn't even talk to us. So that's fun. And the other player we wanted, the one I mentioned at the top of this episode, is also going to Manchester City for the same wage we offered him. Which does sound like, obviously, that would be theoretically absolutely fine in real life. But if we have a look at competitions in the last few years, they were runners up in the Champions League. They did win the Premier League, I guess. So that's a thing. But that's kind of it. The only thing we haven't won is the Premier League. We've won the Champions League. We've won the FA Cup. So I genuinely thought there was a good chance of Mbappe coming to join us. Instead, that's not going to happen, and we're going to have to work out what we're doing in terms of strikers. In the meantime, though, this is going to be our lineup for today. We've got Donnarumma in goal, Gaia, Tomori, Upamecano and Simican as our back four, Ward-Prowse, Tonali, Milankovic-Savic, Musiala, Lewandowski and Kluivert. So, with Mbappe definitely not coming, with Lewandowski definitely leaving in the summer, what do we do in terms of strikers? We're playing a top two at the moment. Our strikers are realistically Lewandowski and Sesko. We're noticing already with an injury, we're very, very light up there, but it's the formation that's working, so I don't really want to change it right this second and drop back to one up front, which would realistically be the best option, because it's working. In my mind, that means we need at least two more strikers. We basically need one to come in and replace Lewandowski in the summer, but ideally we want them now. And then we need a second to come in as a backup. So we'd end up with new striker replacing Lewandowski, Sesko, and new backup striker up front. We have got players coming through the United ranks, so I'm not worried about having too much depth. I think 3 would do it. We've got, I think he's called Stephen Douglas, is a player coming through the Manchester United ranks. He is a regen, so that's going to mean nothing to you guys. He's out on loan at the moment. He's been doing very, very well. He is still championship level at the moment, though, so he's probably not ready to come back and start challenging the likes of Kluivert. Even though Kluivert isn't necessarily the best striker in the world, he is going to be better than this guy, I think, just because of experience alone. So long term, that's an option. We'll have a look after this as well, what we have got coming through the ranks, what maybe we could do. Musiala, once again, has put a goal in the back of the net. Playing him as a shadow striker is possibly the best decision I've ever made. Fernandes, like I said, obviously wanting game time. He's not in the side today because Musiala's coming in and scoring goals as a shadow striker. We're missing a little bit of oomph up front with Sesko out and Lewandowski halfway out the door. So Musiala being able to come in and score goal after goal after goal. We need that. Fernandes right now, not the player to sit in that position. We'll give him game time when we can, absolutely. But he's not going to be the starting guy at the moment. Oh, God, that was dodgy. Did that go through Donnarumma's legs? I think it might have done. Tomori now just sort of settling the defence. We're passing the ball nicely around at the back. Not too nicely. Let's get it forward a little bit. Gaia going to do this and exactly to what I just said and bring it forward. Lewandowski back to Gaia. He has got a man on. Going to hold the ball up here. This is some good play at the moment. Tonali into SMS, who's going to put that one straight in the back of the net. But we are going to go to VAR because we can't go through an episode without seeing VAR. That is obvious. It is 2-0 though. So that VAR check, although it never came up as having been checked and goal allowed, I'm guessing it was. Good touch there to bring the ball down and then straight into the back of the net. We're 2-0 up. Beautiful stuff. Ward-Prowse now into Simican, who comes running in from deep but just nods that ball into the stands. We seem thoroughly in control here. I say this is, I think the difference between like maybe last season and this season is we've got Sesko out, but there seems to be a bit of togetherness with the team. We've got more goals popping up from other parties when we need it. You know, for example, at the moment, it's Musiala chipping in with the goals, so the Sesko injury isn't bothering us too much. Kluivert can play there, and Kluivert does score goals as well. He's not, I wouldn't say he's a natural goal scorer, a natural striker, but he can do it. So he's a good depth option. Ball forward here, though. And that one is nicely blocked. Donnarumma not having to do anything at the end of that. Instead, one of our defenders, and it didn't show up who, so I don't know who it was, did manage to block that one before the shot actually ended up properly happening. Sambi Lokonga over at Bournemouth in this universe. Tonali forward to Kluivert in bags of space, but didn't quite get going quick enough. He has now, and can he cross it in? He can. SMS can, though. Goes way over everyone's heads, and now we start another attack from the opposite side. Gaia into the box now, down to SMS for his second goal of the match and his fourth of the season, and we're 3-0 up before half-time. That should be job done and a nice little start to our FA Cup journey. As I mentioned, we do need to win the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup this season in order for us to finish the series in this third season and win the quadruple. I mean, we're still on target to do that. It's really difficult to do all of them, especially with some injuries and stuff. And yeah, we can win the FA Cup today, but then do we win the Champions League? We won it last year. Do we win it 2 years on the trot? Maybe, maybe not. We're going to do the quadruple spread across 2 years. We're going to, you know, have lots of trophies spread over the course of our time here. Just not all at the same time, annoyingly. Kluivert, ball into Lewandowski. That one is knocked away, though. It doesn't get anywhere near its intended target. And Bournemouth now going to try and build from the back. You'd imagine, unless something major goes wrong, though, we just kind of need to keep our heads in the game. Keep our heads nice and clear. And we should be comfortably winning this one now. Ball forward to Musiala. He tries for a chip. It technically is a chip. It's just not a chip into the back of the net. It was way over the crossbar, as it turned out. But, you know, audacious little run, audacious little chip there. Doesn't come off on this occasion. Maybe it will next time. Kluivert, I was about to say good first touch to turn round his man there and get, you know, if he'd managed to get some pace and take off there, accelerate past his defender, that would have been beautiful. Didn't work out that way, though. Donnarumma now is has the man in possession, and now it is out wide to Gaia and Tonali in the centre. We're just very slowly keeping the ball here. As I mentioned in the previous episode, this formation, one thing it does do is give us a bit more possession, because it was definitely noticeable with the former 4-3-3 we were using. We'd sometimes have 37 to 40% possession, and that probably was leading us to concede some goals. So this is much better, I feel. That was the worst time sentence I could possibly have uttered. Lewis Potter there, trying to prove me wrong, obviously. Look at him. Look at him. We don't concede goals now. This is a lot better goal awarded, and it's 3-1. Oh, that was lovely. Thank you for that, Football Manager. I really enjoyed that. That made me look like a bit of an idiot. SMS, although he scored 2 and is on his hat trick, is going to come off. Jude Bellingham can come on for him for some minutes. Simicon needs to come off as well, really. That would involve me having Max Aarons on the bench, though, and I don't. Fofana can come on instead. Tomori can go out wide. I guess that's probably the best option we've got at the moment. We are still winning. We just want to keep players fit. No more injuries would be lovely, because I don't think we can really afford them. Tonali is looking tired, as is Musiala, so we'll deal with that in a second. Fofana has come on and scored, so fair play to the lad. I mean, you're a defender. I'm more worried about you defending, but you're in the right place at the right time. It's a good goal. It's not a great goal, but it goes in the back of the net, and that's, you know, that's what's needed. So fair enough. that's all we can ask for, really. Beautiful stuff. Great. And now Bournemouth back on the attack once again. We are going to have to deal with that substitution I mentioned in a minute. I think it's going to be Musiala coming off, because I want to keep him as fit as humanly possible. Ball into the box there, and Solanke is indicating to the referee that it was pushed. By whom? I'm assuming Donnarumma, if that goes to a penalty, because that was the only man that was there. Please don't send off my goalkeeper. No. Okay, so it was actually Fofana nudged him. He nudges him too heavily for his liking, apparently. And Bournemouth have now pulled a second back in this match. We're not going to keep an eye on that because we don't particularly care. Fernandes can come on. Said about Musiala being a lot better. Fernandes is a very good impact sub. I'll give him that. You know, there's worse players you can have coming on in the 75th minute when you're 2 goals to the good. It just needs to stay 2 goals to the good. We need to stop this. Every highlight we're getting now is Bournemouth threatening us, threatening to score another goal and send it all tumbling down. Instead of that, we have got, you know, 5 minutes left now. You'd think, United or not, 5 minutes, this is in the bag. But instead, it's another Bournemouth. It's another Bournemouth highlight. It's fine. Bournemouth are trying to get back in this. Sambi Lokonga here, cutting inside over to Pellistri, was that? I believe, and now crossed into the box. And oh Jesus, they have actually got a third. This is not good. We're going to go cautious. We're going to tell the team to focus and actually sort themselves out, because this is a little bit worrying. We have got to full time. We've struggled up full time. Struggled. Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, absolutely. That was a Jekyll and Hyde performance, because we struggled towards the end of that. We should not have been struggling. There was some stuff that happened in between games as well. We did beat Chelsea 1-0. That was quite nice. Liverpool did lose to Everton as well. So we are currently top of the league. There we go. I said at the start of this episode we get there, and we have, albeit on goal difference. And obviously that can very, very quickly change. We also had a transfer out in the form of Luke Thomas, who's gone over to Arsenal for 37 million. He hadn't really played much football at all, and we make a bit of a profit on him. I would have liked to have kept him, but equally there wasn't a lot of point. Now what we need to do is work out our striking situation, and for that let's have a look here. We've got Sesko. Obviously we're saying he's the best player at the club. I'm pretty sure that's because I'm hiding future transfers out. Yeah, that makes sense. So Lewandowski already gone. Sesko. And then our next best striker is Kluivert. He's not fantastic at 2.5 star. Rodrigo's also in there. He's really not fantastic at all. He's barely ever scored. Angelo comes in, actually does a decent job and has a lot of potential, but not enough for now. Stephen Douglas, who I mentioned earlier, is very, very good, but maybe not for now. So we need a couple more strikers. I do have, because of that Luke Thomas transfer, £63 million in the transfer budget. Let's go see if we can spend some of that. Well, we've signed one striker so far in the form of Moise Kean from Juventus for £39 million. Now, I've never actually played with him on Football Manager at all, ever, I don't think. But I have been told he's quite good, and basically has got the attributes we want. We can either play him as an advanced forward, in which case he's got a nice holy trinity there. He's got some beautiful pace on him. I think he'll be doing quite well this season with Lewandowski next to him, because he's going to be starting in today's game against Leicester. And hopefully we're going to make another signing. But we've at least got one, so we at least have 2 fit strikers to play in the team. And here comes striker number 2. Now, long-term viewers of the channel will recognise this man, Lorenzo Luca, from our time at Hertha Berlin. The man was an absolute powerhouse there. I don't think he has quite reached the same potential in this universe, but he's coming in as a squad player. His finishing is fantastic, as is his first touch. He can play as a complete forward, of course. We can have him as the advanced forward. He can do a fairly good job as a deep lying forward as well, which does mean now when we have a look at the squad depth screen, we've got Sesko, Moise Kean, and then apparently no Lorenzo Luca. Lorenzo Luca all the way down here, but I think he's a much better choice than maybe Kluivert or Rodrigo, so he's going to be all important for the rest of the season. And as we can see, we're now 2 points clear of Liverpool, who just slipped up, I believe, against Chelsea. I think they got a 2-2 draw in the end. Pep Guardiola, obviously the manager there, he had a really bad birthday because he drew with Chelsea and allowed us to go 2 points clear. We also just got our FA Cup draw, a tie against local rivals Manchester City, and that one will be happening on the next episode. We have the FA Cup 4th round against Manchester City and the Premier League match against Liverpool. And if you're looking forward to that one and enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like down below. It does really help out. Be very much appreciated. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join the channel as well. We've got lots of cool stuff going on. This series is uploaded 4 times a week, and we've got other rebuilds and tactic videos and lots of Football Manager related stuff on the channel. Until next time though guys, thank you very much for watching today. Check out the video on the screen now, and I'll see you for a local derby, and hopefully we're making more momentum towards our quadruple. Bye bye for now.